Hello and welcome to another one of my videos. Now today I'd like to stay in France and take a look for part 2 at the lunch and dinner components of this expired menu 7. So let's get these contents out on a tray and see what they look and taste like. And welcome back to part 2 of this French R.C.I.R menu number 7. Now in this video I'd like to take a look at the lunch and dinner components. We did the opening and the contents in the first video. Please check that out if you did actually miss that. But to save a little time, I've gone straight to putting the lunch ingredients straight onto the tray. So for lunch, out of this 24-hour R.C.I.R, I'm going to have a look at the Asian shrimp and chicken. Now this is normally, I boil them in the tins, but this came with a stove, so just on this occasion I've actually opened it and I cooked it in a pan on a gas stove, simulating cooking in the tin, because effectively this would become a fry pan. So I've already done that and it's in the bowl waiting. I also thought for lunch I shall have one of the salt biscuits out of this very large packet, that seen in the first film where you get the mixture of salt, cereal and chocolate. So I'm having a look at salt. Just put that to one side there. I also thought I'd look at the mushroom soup, have the Ceylon tea, take a look at their chocolate bar, and also their nugget or nougat, depending on pronunciation, where in the world you're from. So first off, I need to do things that need a little bit of preparation, and I think this time I'm going to start with the soup. Now this is the cream of mushroom soup, and it does call for 250 millilitres of boiling water. So I'm trying to find where it says that, 250 millilitres, I don't know if you can see that, of boiling water. Now unusually the instructions say add the water first, so on this occasion I'm going to follow the instructions, and 250 millilitres is about half a mug or thereabouts, so just give it half a mug. And as always I'm just going to bring in a US MRE spoon to help with this. And we're just very thin looking powdery soup mix, very fine. Let's hope it mixes well, because I normally go the other way where I had the powder first. I'm spilling it everywhere. Give it a good old mix. As I feared, it's gone clumpy. I did fear this would happen, but I followed the instructions. Very clumpy. Hopefully that sorts itself out. The instructions did say water first, then the powder. All that is done is clumped. I should have stuck with my own instinct and put the powder first, but we'll leave that to do its thing. As you can see, it's stuck to the spoon, a large mass there. I'll just put that there. I'll probably bring in another spoon to help with the next one, which is the tea. And we have this Royal Ceylon tea. And there's no whiteness, so it's going to be a black tea. Now that seems to have been stuck in the packaging. The packaging seems to have been vacuum sealed onto the tea bag. Let's hope that hasn't damaged it at all. So just a standard sort of catering style bag, but that one had been vacuum sealed down the side unusually and stuck to the packaging. And I'm just going to give it a little over half a mug. Agitate it around a little. It's more like 3/4 of a mug. I'll just take that around a little. I will add sugar. There is some sugar here. I do normally take sugar in my tea, black or white. I usually prefer white tea, but I'll add most of the sugar. Moving round, take a look at this chocolate. There's a nice dark chocolate. A little bit of blooming going on, but it is a year or so past its best before they ate this ration, so you expect that. Certainly shouldn't do anything to the flavour. You also have a look at this fruit nugget or nougat. As I say, every time I have one of these and I call it nuggets, I get so many comments saying it's nougat. But where I live in the world, in Leicester, England, we call it nugget. Whatever we call it, it's the same style of sweet. So it's a nice one there. Look at the salt biscuits, just a couple of the salt biscuits. A lot of preparation. I'm just going to bring my little friend in here. Again, they're broken, but they're very simplistic looking biscuits or crackers. And finally, I have salt and pepper on standby if it's needed. Let's just have a look, move that to one side, and have a look at the mains, which is this chicken and shrimp, or Asian chicken and shrimp. And like I said, I have pre-warmed it, and it's in the bowl. So I should have hopefully now had long enough to finish the tea. Let's give it one last agitation. And I'm going to just use the soup spoon to give that soup another stir. That's thickened up very thick now. Hopefully it has dissolved and no big lumps and clumps. So let's start where I normally like to start, and that is looking at the drinks. So it's a nice dark looking black tea. It's a decent tea, decent quality. Nice, mild, no bitterness. The sugar certainly helped in my opinion. A little drop of milk would make this a perfect cup of tea. A nice, decent, good quality tea. I'm coming from a tea drinking nation. I'd have no problems or hesitation drinking that. Very nice tea. Take a look at this mushroom soup. It has thickened up nicely. It's a nice thick consistency now. Quite creamy. There's quite a distinctive cream flavour there, and cream of mushroom. There is a mushroom flavour. It has reconstituted quite nicely. It is a nice mushroom flavoured soup for an instant. It's got thickness to it, there's texture to it. Feels like you're drinking a soup rather than a liquid flavoured mushroom flavour liquid. Nice thickness, comforting, warming, good quality. Not overly salted for an instant soup, which is very nice. I'm now going to move on to the mains there. So there is what I believe to be little shrimp. There are chunks of chicken meat. I can see noodles, mushroom, carrot. So let's just go straight for a piece of the chicken. The chicken is stringy. There's another piece there, you can see the strings. It is stringy, it has texture, it still feels like chicken breast meat. Tell it's chicken. Nice and soft, but you do need dentures, you do need teeth to chew, but not overly so. Let's have a look at one of the little shrimp there. The same, soft, but still has that distinctive shrimp prawn texture. There is a slight tomato background flavour. For me, it is salted enough, it is peppered enough. A lot of people might want a little bit of hot sauce or Tabasco, something like that. There is no, it is basic seasonings, there is no hot sauce in there. A little bit would be nice, but not essential. It's tasty, creamy, slight tomato flavour there. You can taste the mushroom, the carrot, chicken. It's chunky, and again a nice, tasty, flavoursome dish. Certainly enjoyable, certainly very tasty. I'll have a look at one of these little salt crackers. So it's a very simple looking white wheat flour cracker. No distinct taste as such. This is supposed to be the salt, but I cannot taste the salt. It doesn't seem like there's salt there. To me, I would say that it's just a simple white wheat cracker, but it's claiming to be the salt. Just try it with a little bit of the soup. You could obviously crumble them like croutons and add to the soup. Will certainly work. Broken, added to the soup as croutons. A little bit in with the mains there, the Asian chicken and shrimp. Again, because of its simplicity, no real flavour, it does go equally well in either. It is just a crunching agent, extra sort of calorie boost, but certainly goes well with anything. You could even add that with jam and have it as a sweet. Now, take a look at the nugget or nougat. Now, a lot of people in the US comment that this smells like paint. It does have a strange sort of smell. Paint in the UK doesn't smell like that, but I could understand how you could assume that sort of chemical smell. There's a chemical smell. A little bit of rice paper on both edges. Just have a little bite. Sweet, slightly chewy. The fruits are a jelly fruit, jelly candies. You can't really distinguish what flavours the fruit are, but it is a nice, strange smelling but tasty, sweet dessert. Certainly something you'd look forward to if you just got those munchies when you need something a little bit sweet on an occasion. Look at the chocolate. 4 pieces, slightly bloomed, but not overly. A nice snap. It's a brittle chocolate. It's quite brittle. Excuse me. Talking my mouthful. It's quite brittle. It doesn't dissolve on your tongue. It's not the sort of chocolate that dissolves and coats your tongue. It stays as a powdery form. It's brittle, but there is certainly plenty of cocoa, plenty of taste, a good quality tasting dark chocolate, but not a sort of melting, coating chocolate. I'm sure you know what I mean. But that said, plenty of flavour, certainly tasty and enjoyable. No need on this occasion for my salt and pepper. Overall, very tasty, very enjoyable lunch. So please join me in a couple of seconds where I'll come back with the final meal or the supper. See you in a minute. And welcome back to this third and final meal from this French 24-hour R.C.I.R. And for the third and final meal, I thought I'd take a look at their salad Mexicaine or Mexican salad, and this one is designed to be eaten cold. We'll take a look at their drinking chocolate. We also have a rice pudding. There is a mint tea. I have salt and pepper on standby. I'm going to take a look at the cereal biscuits this time from this variety pack. So this one, as you see, there's still plenty left, but this one is the cereal. We also have some mackerel in tomato sauce, so a mackerel pate. We have some apricot jam. There is, sorry, a plum jam, apricot bar, and a coffee energy bar. So, a couple of little things need a bit of preparation. So I'm going to start with, let's start with this time the drinking chocolate. Now this one just calls for a small amount of water, so looking on the back, it's 15 decilitres, we can find it there, centilitres, decilitres, so about 150 millilitres, so slightly less than half a mug. Let's have a look at the powder there. So it's a very simplistic looking standard drinking chocolate powder. Let's put that in there. And bringing back in again the USMRE spoon. We'll just give that about a third of a mug of hot water. So it's not actually a large quantity of drinking chocolate. You can always add, you can't take away. So just leave that to do its thing. Also, we have a mint tea, so a mint green tea with mint. So I'm not generally a fan of these herbal teas, but as always, we'll give it a go. Always give everything a fair chance. So simplistic looking tea bag, and I don't think that little bit of chocolate on there would do any damage. Will about, or difficult to say, about 2/3 of a cup this time of water. Again, you can always add water, but you can never take it back out. Let's give that a few agitations and then we'll leave it to do its thing. Leave that to do its thing there. We have a rice pudding, so a simple Mont Blanc rice pudding there. So I do like rice pudding. We have tins of it here in the UK. Be interesting to see if it compares. So very simplistic looking rice pudding. These lids always either flick me with food or cut me, so that one just flicked me with food. I've been cut a couple of times with these. They're not the safest tins to open. And have a look at these cereal biscuits this time, cereal crackers. And again, they're all broken. Every one of these I've opened up to now have been broken, but you can still enjoy. So this time the cereal biscuits, just a little bit broken again. Have a look at this mackerel in tomato sauce, mackerel in tomato. So a bit of a fish pate. And again, watch my fingers. I'm going to keep going, leave the Mexican salad till last. This is the coffee energy bar. Very similar to what they used to have in these. Used to have commando bars many years ago, but these seem to have replaced a lot of it now. But it's the coffee energy bar. We have a pate de fruits, which is apricot jelly fruit. Just bringing my friend here again just to help with that one. I've had a few of these many times before over the years. So it's a sugar coated jelly. We have a plum jam. Used to get these in the British ORPs. I think they go well on top of the Bridgeford shelf stable cinnamon buns and the like, just to moisten them up. We'll just take the corn off that, get that ready for use. And last but not least, let's take a look at the salad Mexicaine, consume cold. So try again not to either cut myself or splatter myself with the food. Wasn't too bad. And I think this time I'll eat it out of the tin, out of its own tin. So very nice looking meaty cold salad there. And time now, I think, to just remove this mint green tea, or green tea with mint. Give it a little bit of agitation. To squeeze the bag or not to squeeze, again depending on where you're from. Some people believe in squeezing the tea bags, others would frown on such a practice. But where I come from, it's okay to squeeze. So where do I start? As always, I like to start with the drinks just to refresh my palate. So I've started with a clean, fresh palate. So here we have the mint tea. It's certainly got the mint flavour there. As I've said before, to be fair, I'm not a herbal tea drinker, but if I was, I can still recognise a good quality tea when I taste it, just not actually my thing. It is a good quality green tea. We certainly taste mint. Just actually isn't one of my favourite flavours, but certainly if you was into these sorts of herbal teas, that would be a good tasting, plenty of flavour, enjoyable one, I'm sure. Have a look at the drinking chocolate. So it's nice and dark, not very thick. Again, plenty of chocolate, not very sweet. So it's a dark chocolate, not as thick as we have here in the UK. In the UK, our British drinking chocolates I think are much better. But that said, that doesn't make this a bad one. It's just not as good as what I'm used to. The sugar level is a lot less. There's a lot less sugar, but a lot of people would say that's a good thing. But it is a recognisable and still enjoyable hot chocolatey drink. Certainly wouldn't be disappointed receiving that on a cold evening. I think we're going to go straight to the mains. I wasn't sure if to go to the mackerel pate or to the mains, but I'm going to go straight to the mains this time. So this is the Mexican salad to be eaten cold. I can see large chunks of beef. There are what I believe will be kidney beans, red beans. There are sweet corns. I can see little bits of onion, I think, hidden in there. So it's onion, sweet corn, beef, beans. Let's have a big chunk of the beef there. Very big chunk of the beef's got one of the beans stuck to it, so I'm going to get a piece of both at the same time. Soft, but chewy. Still has texture, but soft. You would need dentures of teeth again to chew this. You can taste the red beans. You can taste the red kidney beans. Has that distinctive red bean flavour. There is what I believe to be olive oil. A little bit of oil in there, moistening things up. Sweet corn. The sweet corn and the beans still have a little bit of texture. They're not soggy, but also they're not undercooked. They're just al dente, just done nicely. The sauce is oily. Meat is filling. For me, no need for salt and pepper. You could add hot sauce again if you were so inclined, but it's not necessary, not really needed. It is a filling, tasty, meaty, stomach filling dish with so much protein. You would certainly feel full after eating the whole can of that. Cold, but tasty, meaty, enjoyable and filling. Now let's have a look at the puree. pate, so it's like a pate. This is tuna with tomato, so it's just ground up, mackerel with tomato. Tastes very much as the name suggests. I think most people around the world would have had the little tins or cans of either sardines in tomato sauce, or pilchards in tomato sauce, or mackerel in tomato sauce. It's very much that flavour. Usually the ones I'm used to, there's much more tomato sauce, but this is sort of mixed together into a pate. But it's still tasty, enjoyable. If you like those sort of little tinned fish with tomato sauce, and I actually do, you'd enjoy this. I'm just going to try a little bit of the cereal cracker first. Again, slightly sweet. I'd actually say the cereal cracker is sweeter than the chocolate sweet one. But that said, apart from a sweetness background, there's very little of a flavour there. And try a little bit with the mackerel pate. Does work, but I think the previous one, the salt cracker, would have been a better option because of the sweetness, but it's certainly enjoyable. Again, a little bit with the mains. Strangely, same scenario, they're quite sweet. Sorry, talking my mouth full. The beef is very chewy, quite sweet, more so than the chocolate ones. For me, the salt would have been a better option, but there's no way it detracts from it. It's a decent, but just sweet cracker. Need to refresh my palate a little bit, so I'm about this mint tea. Certainly a nice palate cleanser, with it being mint. I think we'll take a look now. It's very difficult, there's so many sweet, enjoyable things to try. We'll take a look at this apricot pate de fruits. It is literally just a sugar encrusted apricot jelly bar. I mean, most people have similar sort of candies or sweets around the world. Easy to chew. It's not a sticky sweet, sticky candy. Very much like a jelly candy. Very, very sugar encrusted. Very, very energy rich, but also a nice, delicate, artificial apricot. Again, a flavour I'm sure most people around the world will be very familiar with. We've all had sweets and candies similar, but that said, it's still an enjoyable sweet bar. We'll take a look at this coffee energy bar. So that is very soft, easy to break, a bit powdery. Coffee flavour. You can feel the crunch of sugar. There are sugar grains in there. You can feel them crunching between your teeth. Not sure what the main consistency is. I've had halva in the past from certain rations. Very much similar texture to that. But it's a coffee flavoured, sweet, soft, easy to chew. You can taste the sugar, you can feel the sugar, packed full of energy. Again, a nice, sweet, tasty energy boost. I'm just going to have another palate cleanser. Now, so many sweet things, certainly plenty of energy. This is the plum jam. I don't think I've took the top off properly, so I'll just be my old friend back there. Plum jam, I've seen these many times before in the old British ORPs. They're normally a good quality jam. Nice flavoursome jams. Try a little bit on the sweet biscuit. I'm sure the sweet biscuit, the cereal biscuit, will be perfect as a backing for the jam. Nice, enjoyable. Much better cracker for the jam. In the UK we have jam tarts, which is basically a pastry base with jam in it, and it's baked. These combination tastes very much like a jam tart. Nice, sweet, tasty combination. Good quality jam. Difficult to distinguish its plum, but it is a nice, sweet, tasty jam. I was looking for a clean spoon, bring in another before I touch the rice pudding. So again, nice, soft, creamy looking rice pudding there. It's something, like I said before, we have in the UK as well. Creamy, sweet, soft. Very much like the canned rice pudding we can buy here in the UK. We have, I don't like using brand names, but Ambrosia is a well-known brand. You also can buy store-bought cans of rice pudding, very much in that sort of area. Again, sweet, creamy, tasty, enjoyable. Some people in the UK do this. They put strawberry jam or jam in a rice pudding. So again, just because I can, just because I do, and just because we have in the past here in the UK, there's a bit of jam in the rice pudding. This gives it another little extra sweetness, not that it's needed, but it's just an all-round child's favourite here in the UK. Jam in rice pudding. Lovely, sweet, creamy. Would almost say taste of home, but this is from France and I live in the UK, but I would recognise that as the taste from home from the UK. Also, let's refresh my palate one more time. So, overall, again, nothing there I disliked, everything of high quality. This French 24-hour R.C.I.R was certainly packed full of tasty, enjoyable, sweet mains, puddings, fillings, drinks and various other components. Very enjoyable, very tasty ration. So I'm going to leave it here. Thanks for watching. Please like, share, subscribe and hit that notification button for future videos coming very soon. So thank you and goodbye.